Hello everyone, it is Akari, your Sonic bestie, and yes, you read the title right. I made a 120-page comic from scratch in one singular month, aka 30 days. And you know what? I would do it again if I had the energy. It was super duper tough, don't get me wrong, but like, whoa, did I feel the adrenaline pumping in those last 5 days. It's the most alive I've felt in a good while, actually. And I'm very surprised on how I didn't have a heart attack with how caffeinated I was. So today, in celebration of said comic debuting on Tapas, let's talk about it. So hello everyone, welcome back to AkariTalkz. And I swear, each and every title I have made these last few days seems crazier than the last one. But this one, 100% not clickbait, might I say. I did put myself into the stress of designing, world building, and creating from scratch a 120-page graphic novel about a magical girl and her two shapeshifter companions. And you know what's the worst part? I made it even longer. It's 200 pages now. But I'm getting ahead of my story. Let's start from the top. How did I end up in this, one could say, marinated mess? I will not even apologize for that pun. I'm in a mood today, okay? Sometimes a girlie needs to make the worst jokes imaginable. And you know what else does this girlie needs? You spin dashing the subscribe and like button in here and in Tapas, where you can read Marinated Mess completely for free. So help a girl out with this one. Pretty please, pretty, like I am begging you. I like talking about my OCs. I beg of thee for you to subscribe to Marinated Mess in Tapas. Also, this would be a wonderful time to give Dante a shout out. So shout out to Dante for like making me do this. It's your fault, man, it's your fault. This 120-page, now 200-page comic is all your fault, man. Just letting you know that. Passive-aggressively. So, Marinated Mess, now with simmering grudges. Originally a graphic novel in Spanish called Desastre Marinado Rencores a Fuego Lento. This is a story about a secret magical girl who is also a famous prodigy chef, and she's this girlie right here on screen. Now, I recognize that most of you will not know her, because even I have to admit that the other half of this duo stole the main character title accidentally. More on that later. She's the main character for Marinated Mess. Meet Maple Honora. She puts the M in Marinated Mess. I swear, man, this comic is just making me funny. I'm in a mood today. Either way, Maple used to be a mischievous magical rebel in her youth, but now in her adulthood, she enjoys some peace and quiet. She's also more conscious, let's just say, about her mischief, because, well, she's kind of a mentor to some shape-shifting siblings now. And here's where we come back to the statement of earlier, because everyone, I'd like to introduce to you Yuki and Fuyu Rabbit. Now, here's where the funny thing happens. I'm sure a lot of you know who Yuki is, since I have the feeling she's kind of sorta like the fan favorite of this story, with good reason, might I add. But everyone knowing Yuki is so in character, it's hilarious, because Yuki Rabbit is the mischievous little shapeshifter kid that has no right to be such of a prankster as she is, and even getting away with it. Everyone knows her, and everyone still loves her. Everyone just puts up with her crap, even Maple, who's prime subject to her pranks more often than she'd like to admit. But let's not leave her brother out of it, because while he is more quiet and anxious, Fuyu shares as much, if not more, responsibility on the pranks both siblings pull off. And Maple can just see herself as a child reflected on these two kids. She was just as bad as them when she was a child, And now she wants to mentor them with their magic. For them to use it for good, you know? But now, because of my lawyers, they won't let me say much about this subject. Let's just say that Yuki and Fuyu didn't come from a nice childhood. But when they found Maple, they found a home. Accidentally. Again, read the comic on tapas.com if you want to know more. Wink wonk! And that's all I will elaborate on the siblings' backstories. Draw your own conclusions, everyone. Okay, now, with that info dump done, now we can get into the actual subject of today's video. How batshit insane I am for making a 120-page comic from scratch in 1 month. I am just so mad at myself. And look, I knew what I was getting into while I decided to start the project. But respectfully to my past self, what in the love of the Honey Nut Cheerios were you thinking, Akari? For real? Are you actually for real? I had to make multiple pages in one day. For comparison, a page in my usual workflow takes me about 6 hours from sketch to lettering in a good day. What the actual Akari? I hate you so much for making that decision. But again, why did I do this? Well, Marinated Mess was originally made for a contest. 120 pages for the biggest prize of the event. A full access New York Comic Con ticket and getting my book financed. Now, I won't be naming names because I'm a peaceful person. I like peace. But with that said, let's just say that I didn't get the first place because of some baloney reason, you son of a I got 4th place, honorable mention even, but I was absolutely devastated. There it goes, my one and only opportunity to go to Comic-Con for free and get my story published in the big leagues. So like, Marinated Mess has some resentment attached to its name, not gonna lie. After the contest, I resorted to abandon these characters and the story and calling the whole experience the Marinated Terror. But one good day I just realized I could do whatever I wanted with this comic now. Like, hello, I was not bound by the 120 pages mark anymore. So what did I do? Of course I just had to add more pages. I scrapped some, those are lost media now, but in total I did an incredible 200 pages in 2 months. Fully colored, rendered, and lettered all by me. Anyways, class, what's the moral of the story? What did we learn today? If your comic doesn't win the contest you wanted it to, just be fucking petty by making it better and publishing it on your own. Class dismissed. Okay, so jokes aside, I am petty about that loss. But I get why I got 4th place. The logic makes sense in my head, but I will still be petty about that. I wanted to go to Comic-Con, you know? Anyways, if you want to know more about these characters, be sure to check out the comic on tapas.com and their profiles on Unveil. Links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. And if you feel like knowing more about the behind the scenes about this comic, boy do I have the greatest recommendation for you. I got this digital copy of The Art of Marinated Mess on sale for like 10 bucks. I made it on a whim and it's actually a very fun read. It covers from character design details to background details and a more detailed version of the story of the contest I just told you about. There's a lot of details in that book. Because you know, if something happens to me, I just gotta make it into content, because I am extra like that. Anyways, thank you so much for staying till the end of this video. Like, subscribe, read Marinated Mess and the Dangers Outside on Tapastick for free, and be happy, dear viewer. Keep drawing and stay petty. I mean, rad, everyone. I have been Akari-san, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.